brothers can see if we live.
Not yet.
Okay.
All right.
We live. All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hebrew Israelites, GMS Louisiana Saints. Back at you with another live lesson. But before we go any further, we're going to give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach one and worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, and pushing out this truth. Across the four corners during these last 6 of time, man. All right? And in these last 6 of time, we're seeking and striving to get out of America, man. All right? We're trying to make our calling and election sure during the midst of being a slave here in America, man. All right? Facing persecution, facing oppression, all right? Facing what? Like we were talking about, we have no continuous city here, man. All right? We don't seek for another life here in America to build up our lives, man. We seeking to be loosed from this prison, this hellhole, man. This hell house that we're facing on a daily basis, man. Whether we be at a red light or whether we be in a grocery store, at a job, wherever it may be, man. All right? This society still perceives us as slaves, man. So the captive Hasteneth to be loose from this pit, man. All right? And we're going to get into it because the curses are soon going to be lifted off of us and placed onto our enemies, man. You got it, brother.
When we get that Revelation.
Come.
This is Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the
That's
sword.
right, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. And who's led you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes into captivity during the transatlantic slave trades on cargo slave ships, man? Packed like sardines, all right? Where he did what? Took you away from your heritage, literally separated your families, all right? Brutally raped, robbed, and murdered you without a care in his mind. And still to this day, he doesn't want to face any judgment for it, man. So this is the type of society we're living in where we're vexed, all right? Because those that are around us don't want to acknowledge the fact that what? They took everything from us, man. Only the Lord is acknowledging that fact. And that's what drives us and motivates us to seek to be loose from this place, man. The scriptures tell you, come out of her, my people. I'm going to get that real quick. But, all right, yeah, okay.
It says, here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, here's the faith and the patience of the saints, because ultimately, that's a gift from the Lord, man, to have faith and have patience and just wait. The scriptures tell you, brother, get that, be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, man. So we're being made low for the time being right now, ultimately to be made greater, man. All right? We're captives right now and slaves, but that role is going to reverse and we're going to be made onto kings, man, onto priests, onto judges. All right? They got more, brother? It says here is the faith and the patience of the saints, man. So we're equipped with that special gift from the Lord to have patience and wait upon the Lord for judgment upon our enemies. Wait upon the Lord to give us a better advantage, man. To raise us up, man, from the lower state that we're in right now.
That's it on that particular scripture.
Kind. You got one of mine?
Yeah, I got the scripture you just called for.
Kind.
All right, this is Sirach chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 3. The point is in 4, but I'll start at verse 3. Sirach 2, verse 3. Cleave unto him. All right, cleave unto Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, because when you read verse 1 of this chapter, it tells you what? You know, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You know, prepare for a lot of obstacles in this journey, in this course, in this race that we're running, okay, on our way to the finish line, which is the kingdom of heaven and salvation. All right, but this Sirach 2, verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You want to bring it down?
Yeah. Bring it on one more time, that letter in.
Sirach 2, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Right, because we know we're going to take a lot of things are going to be brought upon us due to the fact that we're slaves here in America. All right, we're going to be tried. We're going to be persecuted. We're going to be picked at taunted. The scriptures tell you that we became that. We became a laughing stock, a proverb, a byword, a taunt, man. They hiss and clap and laugh at us, man. All right, they see us as, there's some tokens, or those are just they're pocket boys, man. They're made. We could just buy them off, man. But that's 2/3 of our people, man, with no integrity. All right, but guess what? There's a difference from knowing you're in captivity and knowing you're a slave. All right. Than not knowing you're a slave. We know we're slaves. And guess what? Spiritually, we're not, man. Spiritually, we're not slaves. All right? Spiritually, we are what? Servants to Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Yahweh Shai calls us friends, man. We're friends of the king. So if you could bet your last dollar if the king has an event going on, right? Like Yahweh Shai has a wedding going on, we're his guests. You damn certain that the friends of the king are gonna get in that event. All right? So it will behoove you to do what? Realize the state that we're in order to come from out of it, man. Because if you don't know and realize that, I'm in hell right now, then that means you love it in some type of way, man. All right? You got it, brother. You want to speak on that, Mike?
Yeah, because, that's why the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Because you got to be wise and you got to be in the spirit to know that, you're being oppressed as a nation and that your enemies are ruling over you. Ruling over you, ruling over your families, your woman, your children. Because hell, you barely own your children in society. Because here it is, right? God. Because once your children are born, what's one of the first things you have to do as a parent after your children is born? You have to sign what's called a birth certificate, okay, which is basically you, signing over your children to the government. Putting a social security or a number on them and things like that. Because both you and your children, as well as your woman, you're just merely known as a number in society, a number in the system. And when you have the wisdom and the spirit to understand that, it makes you mad and angry. It affects, to the point to where you call on the Lord, to get you out of that situation.
Yeah. You're just traffic, man. You're just commerce to Esau, man. Yeah. You're just what they say Goyim, man. Right. Useless eaters. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole plan of Esau. That's his mindset. That's what we're telling you people, man. Yeah. That this is the mindset of this devil. He thinks of you in this manner, and he's going to try to Revelation 13 and 16, man. Put that karate in you, man. That's his ultimate plan and his goal, man. So are you going to march down to the slaughter, all right, like a useless eater, all right? Or are you going to be that sheep that gets out of that line in that fire of destruction, man? Like the 144,000? You got it, bro.
I just wanted to, if I can, add on to what Amani said. You don't even own your own children, man. And now that with these, these different mandates and different things like that Esau's trying to push, if you don't give your children the juice, in a lot of, different countries, they're going to take them away from you. I remember reading in an article, they was talking about how this one guy in this particular place, I can't recall, and they was basically saying in the article, since he didn't, abide to what they were saying, they took his child from him.
Oh, yeah. That was up there in Canada. Yeah. I sent that to you on the chat earlier this week. Hey, so, you got it.
So basically, even, if they can take away your child, what more, like your house, take your house from you, throw you into prisons, you pretty much don't have any freedom, So that's what Esau's pushing towards.
And if that happened, all right, what the brother Amawar just spoke about, if that, if an incident like that just happened up there in Canada, then you already know that's getting ready to trickle down south of that border here to the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Because usually when things like those things happen, those be test runs in other places because they're gonna eventually bring it here to America. So it's gonna be just a domino effect.
That's right.
I got a precept.
You got it, brother.
This is Psalms 55 and 22. To back up the brother precept, it says, "Cast thy burdens upon the Lord, and he shall be stricken thee. he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You know, so like the brother was saying, you know, dealing both the brothers, you know, dealing with different things that you deal with in the world. You know, he's not going to make you be moved to say, well, man, this is too much. You know, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I gotta take criticism from my job. You know, on taking the Jews, I gotta take criticism from my family because you know they looking at me sideways because I'm living my life in a particular type of way. You know, so you know, basically, you know, don't be moved by these things, man. The Lord, you know, is going to let us be increased in the end if we continue to endure the race. You know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And the brother that brought it out, be patient when thou is changed to the Lord's state, man. Because you got the Lord not only wants you to rely on Him when you up or feeling high in the spirit or just feel like you super Israelite or you can conquer anything, but He wants you to feel like that when you're down and you're low, man. And that's the ultimate test because you can be loving the Lord when you're on good times, but what about when you fall on hard times, possibly? You got it, bro. You want to speak on it?
Yeah, because that's kind of like the same. That's pretty much the same thing that the Most High did with Job. You know, He sent Satan unto Job to pretty much smite and take away everything that Job had. You know, and bring Job down to a lower state. Okay, for the purpose of what? To test, you know, Job's patience and integrity. You know, in his true intent on whether or not, you know, he would have faith in the Lord. You know, even in this lower state, with all of his goodies and whatnot taken away from him, you know, including his wife. Because what did his wife do when all his goodies got taken away? She said, what? Curse the Most High and die.
Yeah.
You know, it usually, hey,
that was Satan. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it out.
And usually, like when a man, you know, loses his wife, you know, especially Jake when he loses his wife, because you know Jake is all, you know, all into these women, you know, in their vaginas and whatnot. You know, when a man loses his wife, you know, he basically makes him lose his damn mind and lose, you know, his integrity, you know, to the point to where he'll do any and everything that he can to get his woman back. But you know, the Most High made it to where He allowed Job to be unmovable, like the brother Amawaz brought in his precept in Psalm 55. You know, He put the Spirit on Job to make him unmovable. Okay, for the purpose of what? You know, to try out his intent. And then what happened after that? When you read the latter part of the book of Job, Job was in
You got it right here. Yeah.
You bring it out.
I'm start at 1. It's Job 2:1. Again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh Shai came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. The scripture says even Satan is an angel of light, man. Satan is an angel on that left hand side, man. All right? And this is key to tip, and it tells you the sons of the Most High. So this is telling you that it's also giving you a hint to when the book of what era of time this was, man. During the book of Job, man. All right? Antediluvian, prior to the flood, man. It said, and again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. All right? And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down it, man. In and out of dimensions, to and fro throughout the earth. All right? Chastising in this one, chastising in that one. Fulfilling this order for the Lord, fulfilling that order for the Lord. This command, that command, and so on and so forth, man. So Job was what? The Most High sent Satan to test Job, but it was ultimately to show how powerful the Most High is, man. That He ultimately controlled Job. Satan didn't control Job, man. And that's likened on to today, man. All right? We look at like the brother brought out, a beautiful precept before the cameras was rolling. We give credit to the workmaster, not the work, man. All right? It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Consider him me. Have you beheld his ways? Have you seen what I've done with him, my works? Because ultimately Job was the Most High's work. He was the Most High's creation. So the Most High was like, telling Satan, like, you going to give credit to me at the end of the day, man. All right? And it says, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil. All right? And ultimately, this perfect and upright, that's used to characterize plenty of men of the Lord. Noah, Moses, all right? Different men of the Lord throughout the scriptures, man, meaning what? According to the law, man, they were upright and just. All right? But through that grace of Yahweh Shai, what? Yahweh Shai is going to fulfill that grace and with that new covenant against us, man. It's not about your fringes, man. All right? It's not about your fringes when inwardly what? You're corrupt, man. You're vile, man. All right? We're fulfilling that through grace and our faith, man. Because ultimately our faith, we are Job's, man. And Job's faith had to get tested, man. All right? It says, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without a cause. And when you think about the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, which is Esau Edom, he does that too, because the scriptures say he's the accuser of our brethren, man. He does this, he comes on the same accord as Satan, bro, trying to get us away from the Most High. Oh, look, you put them up to it, but now you come to the Most High saying, look what they did, man. All right? It says, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou moving me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath he will give for his life. But put forth thine hand thine now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face, man. Because Satan ultimately had a job to do, because Satan is being controlled by the Lord. So even the words he's saying right there, the Most High put that in him to say it, man. To obey the will of the Father, man. It says, and he will curse thee to thy face. So he put up a challenge, so the Most High was ultimately going to fulfill that within Job. He brought Job through all type of things, man. Smote him with balls, took his land heritage away from him, children, man. But ultimately he got it back though. All right? That's the faith. That's the faith and the patience of the saints, man. To ultimately know we're in captivity, but we're gonna get it back. And it's no good feeling. And I think is it in Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiastes, because it's like 9 things my heart counts joy. It's like getting that, seeing the downfall of your enemy, man. That's a righteous thing with the Lord. And it said, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore balls from the head of his foot onto his crown. So Job got chastised, man. And Job was a main advocate for what? Still seeking the Lord, even though you're being chastised, man. Even though you're going through hell, man. Despise not, Job said, despise not the chastising of the Lord, man. All right? So even though we're catching hell in slavery, we know it's going to be a better outcome if we follow the will and the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Y'all brothers got it. Shalom to Yakim on the comment board. Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
This is Luke chapter 21, and I'll just go straight to the point. Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. And, in this chapter, this is Yahushua, going into, how Jerusalem was, saged and then ultimately sacked by the Romans in 70 AD. All right, but it says, Luke 21 and 24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And clearly, we can see here in January 2021, getting closer to February, all right, so on and so forth. All the things that we currently
be fulfilled.
Yeah, God, all the things that we currently see happening throughout the world, current events, the economic collapse, the shelves in the supermarket going bare once again, which it tells what famine is getting ready to come soon, famine of food, and as well the famine of the word. All right, we see tensions increasing more and more over there in Ukraine between Russia and the United States, and as well we also see, all right, the talks of the Karakma being talked about more and more amongst the beast system. Okay, and all these things ultimately are signs to us that are of the hopeful elect, showing us what? That the times of these Gentiles, the rulership of these heathen nations is getting ready to be fulfilled. And these curses are getting ready to be lifted off of us. Because, these heathens, all right, when you go back to the law, all right, when our people were, given the law, okay, and being led to the promised land, on to be a sovereign nation and whatnot, it's against the law and against the scriptures for these heathens, to be ruling over us in the first place and for us to be servants under them. Because, here it is, we're a royal people. We're not supposed to be working at all, period.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to
Set not a stranger over thee, man.
Yeah, gone. But, of course, we're under these curses, all right, because our forefathers sins, and we deserve to be in the condition that we're in right now. But, the Yahweh Shema Shai is raising up a remnant, an elect of our people here up in these other days, are to basically, sigh and cry because of all these, curses that we're going through right now. All right, seeking the Lord, in order to receive that salvation, for these curses to be lifted up off of us,
That's great. I got a quick one. You ask more?
No, you can read.
It's Matthew 24:32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branches get tender, Yahushua speaking again. When his branch is yet tender and put it forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. And summer is nigh, man. Destruction is nigh. All right? And I'm going to back it up with this because it's all hell is about to break loose, man. Most High, like they say in the most sayings, the floodgates of hell about to get let loose, man. Literally, man. For real. Like, these people walking around are just going to be wood in a fire, man, just to keep that fire burning for the destruction. Once that judgment starts pouring, it's going to go back, like you were saying, domino effect. It's Revelation 7:1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any trees. And those angels are holding back from what? All hell breaking loose, destruction, man. But they're on the beckoning call of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. So soon as the Lord gives that decree, that order down, all hell is gonna break loose. And guess who's gonna be saved during that time? The men of the Lord, man. All right? Those that are catching hell right now, those that are being vexed right now, that captive, that hastening to be loose, we're gonna be loose, man. These prophecies are gonna let us loose, man. Because the sooner these prophecies start getting fulfilled, man, the remainder that are left, the closer we are to the kingdom of heaven, man. So ultimately, this judgment is gonna bring us one step. That's why we're like, Lord, how long? Because this judgment is gonna bring us one step closer into the kingdom of heaven, man. It's Revelation 7:2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. And guess who else had the seal of the Most High, man? The elect, Ezekiel 9:4, man. That time, man. Because what? We've been doing what? Sighing and crying during the midst of slavery. We're so-called slaves in this society, right? But spiritually, that's why it says, come out of her, my people, be not partakers of her wicked, man. We have to spiritually come out of this place, not literally going to another landmass or flying overseas, man. We got to come out of this place because think about how hard it is for someone that's enslaved. Let's just think of the physical. Let's think of the hardcore slavery when we were in physical chains. How hard it would have been for that slave that's been persecuted, broke down, not taking his language from him, being beat, separated from his family, to just come back and start praising the Lord, man. Through all that persecution. Think about it now. This is worse than hardcore slavery bodies that we're in right now, man. All right? So we got to come out of this place even harder. That captive hasten to be loosed. All right? It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. And Lord willing, the elect is close to being sealed, man. All right? Because we're waiting upon that day where the Most High seals us in, and we're going to be sealed in for protection. All right? Everybody on the outside looking in, now you're going to be a window shopper. Now instead of us looking through the glass and just like, man, our life in this outside is we're prophesying, but we're catching hell in that state. That's why I told you in John 6:16, I think it says, the world shall rejoice, but ye shall weep and lament. But your sorrow shall be turned to joy, man. So the shoe's gonna be on the other foot. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed in 144,000 of all the tribes of Israel, man. Of all the tribes of Israel is gonna be sealed within that 144,000, that elect number, man. But you got it, guy. Your brother's got it.
I got one. This is Nahum that can go about. This is Nahum 3:1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. All right. So basically, Esau has built his kingdom upon lies and robbery. And he robs us, almost he robs us every day. That we having to pay taxes, being subject to payments. All right, he's robbed us of our identity, our heritage. All right, different things like that. All right, it's full of lies. All right, so he put all these drugs in the community and said that we drug dealers. Different things like that. All right, so the Lord, all right, is going to eventually what recompense those same things upon your own head.
That's right.
For the lies that you have put upon our people. All right, and I got one more.
Brother.
This is Baruch 3 and 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquity of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God." Ultimately, we went off. That's the reason why we got these curses on us. But we still yet this day, and the point is that we yet this day in our captivity. We're subject to payments. All right, we're called bywords and different things like that. So that's pretty much it on that one.
I got one back of you up, brother. This is Ezekiel 9, and I'm gonna start at 9 and read to 10. Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say, the Lord hath forsaken the earth, and the Lord seeth not. And for me also mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their weight upon their head. Backing you up, bro. You want to speak on that? Yeah, man. So the Lord is going, you wicked 2/3 of our people, man, Judah and Israel, the southern and the northern kingdom, man. The whole stick. Because as much, there's more wicked within that nation of people than righteous, man. That's why it's 2/3, 1/3, man. 2/3, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, man. Going into that destruction. But it says, but I will recompense their weight upon their head, man. Like it speaks of in the Apocrypha about those have lost my law while you had liberty, all right? You had a chance to get it right. You knew you were an Israelite, but what did you do with it? Did you apply it to your salvation, or did you just loaf and tarry, man? And say the Lord see it not, because that's how you when you hear this truth and you just turn it for naught, that's how you appear to the Lord, man. We don't see things how the Lord see things, man. The Lord is looking at this realm in a totally different light than we see it in, man. He's looking at it from the heavens, man. So the Lord sees all things, man. All right? That's why it's called Yahweh. Yahweh. He exists, man. The Lord is the whole conclusion of the matter, man. That's why it tells you the whole fear the Lord and keep the commandments. You have nothing to worry about. That's the whole duty of man, to live. And within that book comes a whole lot of what? Persevering you have to do. Because we're in a lamentful time right now. We're in a house of lament. We're in a house of mourning. Because what? We know our condition right now as a people, man. And we know we gotta go through much more tribulation in order to get to the kingdom of heaven. All right? You got it, Doc. You got it, brother.
I got second Ezra 6, and I'll start at verse 53. It says, upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. Verse 54.
Right, pertaining to Genesis, the first chapter. You got it, brother.
Mm-hmm. Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, right, proving that Adam was created in the 6th day, the 6,000 year of creation.
That's right.
It says, of him came we all.
It tells you in the 5th day what all creatures were created, right? We're a creature, so what? But then Elohim came and said what? Let us make man in what? Our image. You got it, brother.
Mm-hmm. Verse 54, 2 Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him came we all. All nations came out of Adam, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. all right, which is the nation of Israel, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. All right, verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. Yeah, this earth, all right, this world, as as well as the second heavens, all right, in the things in the second heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all those things were ultimately, made for our sakes, us as the nation of Israel. They were made for our benefit. All right, hence why, the nation of Israel, the nation of Israel, we were given the laws, statutes, commandments, and the judgments of Yahweh Shema Shai. We were given the laws on how to, take care of the earth and how to maintain the earth, how to take care of the waters and things like that, because all those things were made for our benefit, first and foremost. It says, first, now here's the main points I want to go to in this chapter, verse 56. As for the other people, all right, the other nations, the heathen nations, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and as liking the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Yeah, meaning worth, they ain't worth S-H-I-T, basically. But it says, verse 57, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, right, and to devour us.
And that's the power of the Most High, because the heathens that the Most High counts as nothing are now lording over us. Yep. That shows you that we have fallen we fell, man, literally, and decreased. We decreased in knowledge, decreased in honor and integrity. That's why the Most High had to find. That's why the Most High is that mystery. It's the elect, man. It's that remnant that the Most High is dealing with. That's not a lot of people, man. We go into the surrounding cities and this areas around here, man. They got 144,000 population or more, man, and that's not a lot. All right. So we know the Lord is dealing with the remnant, man, that remainder, which goes back into all the way from Genesis to Allahim. We're basically those men, man, those first fruits that work from the beginning. We have ancient spirits within us, man. And the Lord doesn't play about his hopeful elect. You got some more on that? I got one backing you up.
Yeah, I was gonna read down to the end of the chapter.
You got it.
All right, come. This verse 57 again, 2nd Ezra 6 and 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have
never been reputed as nothing, man. So the Most High don't deal with heathens out the gate, man. You other 17 nations, man, the Most High doesn't deal with you. Your brother clearly brought that out, man. You're liking on to nothing. But due to the curses, Deuteronomy 28 chapter, all right, due to our iniquities, our transgressions, now you're lording over us. So you know how shame we should be feeling, man? Yes. That's why the elect are shameful, man. We're remorseful. That's why we're in the house of mourning, man. Because we ultimately messed up. So we need the Lord's mercy to deliver us from these times, man. You got it, man.
No, it says, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Yes, so these heathen nations, for a lot of you brothers that work and have jobs and whatnot, okay, 9 times out of 10, the jobs of the companies that you work for, who owns those companies?
Heathen nations.
Right, heathens. Namely, Edomites. Yeah. And then, a lot of your supervisors, your bosses, your managers and whatnot, who makes up, those positions? Heathens as well. Edomites. Yeah. Or
heathens and coons.
Right.
Which is still enemies. They're both enemies. Mm-hmm. You got it, brother.
Yeah, whether it be some Edomite or Moabite or whatever. And then even if you work on a job where here it is, you might have a Jake that's your manager, but 9 times out of 10, he's most likely,
an alphabet boy.
Yeah, a damn Uncle Tom, cool ass nigga. So even he's, an enemy as well. But yet, this nigga is put in a position to be a lord over you, over your daily life on your job. Well, you're making your bread in order to
supervise.
Yeah, in order to make ends meet. It says, verse 58, but we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, all right, thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into their hands, are given into their power. It says,
that only begotten, thy fervent lover, man. Who's that speaking of?
Israel.
That's right, man. That's the Most High's bride. So you've angered the Most High so much. You've been such an adulterous whore going after nation that what? The Most High gave you unto your lovers, man. You want to step out so much? You know how you have Jake. It's about 2:30 in the morning. All the lights off. Jake hit that little.
As soon as
this woman walk in, Jake hit that little light right there. Like,
where have you been?
Where have you been? Just after going through that so many times, man, just go have your lover, man.
Yeah.
And the Most High is patient. The scriptures say the Most High is slow to wrath, man. So you had to really piss the Most High off for him to say, look, man, this nation, they're full of backbiters, whoremongers, idol worshippers, man. Just go and have them, man. All right? I'm going to set out my appointed bride, man. My faithful, my virgin. Because that's what the elect is called according to the Most High, man. All right? Virgins. Because we're not defiled with that strange woman, man. These other philosophies and doctrines. What you got, brother?
Verse 58 again, 2 6 and 58. But we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into their hands. Verse 59.
That's a curse. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, curse. You know, the stranger that is within thee shall get up high, and thou shalt come down low. Let's do Deuteronomy 28.
Yep.
It says, verse 59, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So here it is, the prophet Ezra, pretty much had the same feelings that we all feel to this very day. Yep. How come we don't have, any rulership or inheritance in, this current world? And how long is this going to endure? How much longer are we going to have to, go through this stuff? How long, oh Lord? And so, hey, and that's, what it basically inspired us to do this video. That these curses, all right, these curses that we're currently under right now, hey, the Lord is pretty much getting ready to lift us off these curses,
That's
and
right.
that we don't have much longer to deal with whatever little hell that we're going through right now, and Lord willing, all this stuff comes to an end by the end of 2022.
Hey, I brought this up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you what, like, well, I'm going to bring it out right here. It's Isaiah 40. All right, and I'm going to start at 15, just back you up, and I'm going to read down and got some meat on it. All right, it says Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. So the nations and their work to the Most High is likened onto a vessel that drop out of a bucket, likened onto spittle, all right? It's likened on the vanity. Sounds like things that don't matter to the Lord. So why yet did the Most High put things that don't matter to rule over his chosen, man? All right? Because to see what type of punishment that is, man? All right? That's a curse, man, from the Most High, man. And how do we reverse the curse? All right? Because everybody want to say, oh, I broke my generational curse. Man, you signed a 360 deal with Empire Entertainment, man. Them people got all your rights, all your songs, man. All right? We're talking about spiritual right here, man. This is not something that could just waste away and it could melt or get frozen in the wind and go bad, man. This is something that's spiritual and eternal. It says, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. To whom then will ye liken Yahweh? Or what likeness will ye compare unto him? Because you can't compare the Lord unto anything, man. The Lord doesn't see things how we see it, man. The Lord sees what? Further and past, man. Tells you in 1 Samuel, man. The Lord doesn't see man as we see men. The Lord looks and ponders the heart, which is your mind, man. All right? So he's weighed these other nations in the balance. All right? The scriptures tell you, I think it's Sirach. It says, he made they're not versing all their ways, but he chose Israel, man.
In Sirach 33.
Yeah, he chose Israel, man. So the Most High knew what he was doing, man. The Most High is not the author of confusion, man. All right? It says, The workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spread it over with gold and cast the silver chains. He that is so impoverished that he had no oblation chooseth a tree that would not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Right, trusting in what? That workman. You're not trusting in the Lord, man. You trusting on something that could waste away, man, could get tarnished, man. You can't tarnish this truth, man. That's a sit down. You can't tarnish this truth, man. You can't do anything against this truth, man. This truth is how they say the internet is defeated. I mean, how they say that? Undefeated. The internet is undefeated. This truth is undefeated, man. 144-0. It says, have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Hath he not understood from the foundations of the earth? Shit, it is not. Take it over from me.
You got it.
What scripture was it just reading?
Let's see. It says, let's see, Shalakia. This is Isaiah 38, and let's see, he was started at 21. It says, have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Have it not been told? Have not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundation of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell therein. Dwell therein. You know what I'm saying about it?
Yeah.
You know what?
Alright, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 40. Alright. Verse 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. The circle of the earth.
Sphere.
Right?
Sphere. Yep.
There's no flat earth, man. The earth is circular, man. Okay, upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. So that's how the Lord perceiving the inhabitants thereof, man. As grasshoppers. How do we perceive a grasshopper? We don't even notice it's there. It's hopping in the grass. It's like a grasshopper. But that goes to show you how we're viewed to the Most High. The Most High can put that microscope on us and just zoom in on us, man. All right? Whether it be our thoughts, all right, our actions, whatever it is, man. It says that stretched out the heavens as a curtain and spreaded them out as a tent to dwell in, man. So the Most High stretched out the heavens as a curtain, man. Look how you could go to a window and look, just stretch out a curtain and do whatever you want to. Pull it forward, pull it backwards, pull it up, pull it down, open up, and so on and so forth, man. That's how the Most High has total control of the heavens and the earth, man. Can go to this planet, that planet, whatever, man. We're going to have that same capability within us, man. All right? Those chains of darkness are going to be cast off, and we're going to be made from corruptible to incorruptible, from terrestrial to celestial, man. What y'all brothers got to slack you.
God. I'm in Lamentation 5, and I'll start from the top. Lamentation 5, verse 1. It says, remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Because this is basically a prayer by the prophet Jeremiah. Okay, because of all the things that he saw our people go through, namely the southern tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. He's basically sending up a prayer to Yahweh Shema Shai because of all the things that the Babylonians and the Assyrians and the Egyptians, okay, but more so the Babylonians were putting our people through, because of those wicked kings of Judah, going off and doing so much wickedness. All right, it says, Lamentation 5, verse 1, remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
Chapter. Go ahead.
It says, verse 2, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Yeah.
Based on what that 7 and 6 that you brought up. Mm-hmm. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Strangers and aliens referring to who? The other nations, man. The scriptures tell you we have integrity, man. No one can come within this Bible and say, man, this Bible is not full of integrity, full of moral, high ethical values, man. it's in the law that what you shouldn't sit not a stranger over you. That's how strict the Most High was about putting these other nations over us, man. All right. If we were to set a king or appoint a king over us, it would be an Israelite, man. All right. But you got it, brothers.
All right, God. I'm gonna jump down to verse 4. Lamentation 5, verse 4. It says, "We have drunken our water for money; our wood is sold unto us." Now, when you read this verse in the NLT, it says, "We have to pay for water to drink, and even firewood it is expensive." And do we not do this to this very day? Drinking bottled water, all right, which comes in plastic, because here it is.
Cancerous.
Yeah, here it is. You might go to the store and buy a bottle of, alkaline or pH water, and you thinking that it's, healthy water for you to drink or whatever. But nonetheless, how is it packaged to you? It comes in plastic. Which plastic, like the brother Why just said, plastic leads to, different types of cancer and diseases for you. Okay, it says in the NLT, we have to pay for water to drink. Even firewood is expensive. Yeah, we have to pay. We have to pay for the things that naturally, come in the earth. The things that was naturally created by Yahweh Shema Shai for our benefit. Like I just read earlier in 2 Ezra 6, the world was made for our sakes. But here it is now. We in this captivity under these curses, the things that were made for our sakes. Now we're subject, to pay. For all the things that's in the earth, okay, in order for us to live, such as our water, for example. It says,
sweat. Ooh, let me back you up real quick.
Sweat of the ground.
Yeah, let me get you. It's Genesis 3:19. It says, "In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread," meaning working extra hard to get what? The daily bread, and to get not even half as much. Just you're doing 3, 4, 5 times the work to not even get nearly as much as what you should be getting paid. Yes, sir.
You get that out, Baba Kishon?
The guy 1:6 that says, "Till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken." Ooh, Adama meaning ground.
Yeah.
All right. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. Man, that's the curse of what? Death, man. Over us for going off, man. The Most High put them all in order, man. The serpent. Then he put Eve and Adam, man, in order, man. This is what's gonna be your punishment. This is gonna be your punishment. This is gonna be your punishment. Most High deals with things in order, man. All right. You got some more, brother, and I got something backing you up too, man.
All right, come on. You wanted to
go after you. I'm gonna go after you, brother.
You wanted to bring that scripture out, Amawaz?
Yeah, bring it up for him, brother.
It's Haggai 1:6. Yeah. You can read it real quick before I continue. Lamentation 5.
God.
This is Haggai 1:6. It says, "Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye are not shalakia. But ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe, you, but there is none warm." It says, "And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes." All right, so basically, you work hard. All right, you do overtime. All right, and things like that.
Graveyard shifts.
Graveyard shifts. All right, but you don't earn enough to sustain yourself. All right, in the society, man. All right, in this hellhole. All right, that's pretty much it off of that. You want to continue on?
Back in Lamentation 5, in verse 5, it says, "Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest." Ooh, a perfect precept to back up Haggai 1:6 that the brother Amawaz just read. We labor but have no rest. We work these long shifts at these jobs. Working overtimes. Even working on so-called holidays. What this world calls holidays. Okay, which are not holy to us. But to this world is holy. We work all these shifts and work 2 jobs and whatnot. We do all this labor and we have no rest. Okay, only to basically live just above the poverty line, so to speak. You know, and man, and like the brother Amo just read, we fill our bags, but that bag is full of holes. We fill it up, but everything that we fill in it, comes right back out in the form of payments and bills and debts and whatnot, fines. Okay, and it, just flat out hell, to us. That's the nation of Israel. It's but
Yeah, yeah, man. And that's not a balance, man.
Yeah.
This society is the way it is. It's stressful. It's uncomfortable.
Mm.
You're always gonna be seeking for something that's never gonna be there.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you that it's not operated under the true laws, because under our laws in the kingdom, everything is gonna flow smoothly. Even the heathens, when they're in that right place, they're gonna be rejoicing, saying they're even up under us, man, because they're in their right place, in their right order, man. They're out of order. These heathens are point blank out of order, man. You got China bucking up, you got Russia bucking up, all right, Iran bucking up, okay, North Korea bucking up. They want to get busy with the power that they built in their minds, but the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. Just like the hand of the Lord is in the minds of these heathen nations, man, to lord over us. The Lord set that up, man. You got it, brother, and I got one after you, brother.
All right, verse 6, Lamentation 5, verse 6, it says, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Yeah, basically, Egypt.
That's twofold.
Gone. Egypt and Assyria, if you understand, the history of our people, from the time that the Assyrians, invaded and took down the northern kingdoms unto the time of, Babylon, ancient Babylon, when he took down the southern kingdoms in the Second Temple. Okay, our people were, looking towards the Assyrians, for forgiveness and for some type of leeway for all the hell that they put us
It
through.
was keeping them at bay. They was making deals with them, keeping them at bay just so they wouldn't come in like a flood, which the law ultimately did make them come in, man. Because of their transgression. Northern kingdom came over here, Azarath, which is the Americas, all right? And the southern kingdom was taken out by Babylon, carried into captivity, which the Lord spoke of through the prophets, man. That would happen, and it happened, man. They carried Babylon, they carried the Lord's jewels, which is the children of Israel, and their jewels. The Lord's jewels and the Lord's jewels. And their riches, man, over to Babylon. But you got it, brother.
Yeah. Lamentation 5 and 6 again. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. And like the brother White said earlier, that's also twofold as well. Because not only did our people back in ancient times, serve the actual Egyptians and the actual Assyrians, for bread and the one of all things. Okay, but now in this modern day, we have to serve, the modern day Egyptians and the modern day Assyrians, which is who Esau, Edom, okay, for bread and food and clothes and water and the one of all things. Like it says in Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Okay, now when you read this sixth verse in the NLT, it says we submitted to Egypt and Assyria to get enough food to survive, and that's exactly, basically the story of the majority of our people in this current day. We only have just enough to survive. Just enough to live, above the poverty line, but not enough, to fully sustain ourselves as a people and be self-sufficient and, and sovereign, and of course, that's all due to, goes back to the curses, the sins of our forefathers, and we fully deserve that. Hence why we're crying out to the Lord, to get us out of this situation and to lift those curses off of us. But it says, and I'll read down to verse 9, it says, Lamentation 5, verse 7, our fathers have sinned and are not. Yeah, our fathers have sinned, and they're not alive to this very day, or at least, in the form that they were, back in ancient times, but they're alive today, through reincarnation. If you can receive it, that is. It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their sins. Okay? Verse 8, it says, servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. Yeah, man. servants have ruled over us. These heathen nations.
Point blank, period, man.
But
we got servants ruling over us, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't piss you off and put you in the mindset that you want to come out of this place spiritually, then what mindset are you in? You're in a carnal mindset, man. We're taking a spiritual approach to these things. We're not going and trying to say, well, you know what? Let's get 40 acres apiece, all right? We're going to establish our own little colony, our own little land, do it our way, man. That didn't work in the past times, all right? And that's not going to work now, man. We got to come out of this place spiritually and be not partakers of the sins, because the sins is placed restored to the heavens, man. And we're going to get there. I got one after you, Amaz. It's in that same book, but you got it, brother.
All right, come on. Lamentations 5, verse 8 again. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. Yeah, and the main servant that's ruling over us is, Esau, Edom. Because what does the scripture say in Ecclesiastes 10, verse 6 on down? Folly is said.
Right now.
Yeah, you can bring it out right now.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. You want me to start at 6?
Yeah, you saw that 6.
Folly is set in great dignity, and rich sit in low places.
America, point blank, period. Anything that's folly is what? Confusion. Folly is vanity. Folly is nothingness. Foolishness. Foolishness.
God.
So if that sets at the highest regard, if you come in an establishment and you about foolishness, if you about the wiles of this world, you're going to get praised. You're going to get a clap. You're going to be put on a pedestal if you're about folly, man. If you're about wickedness. But if you're about righteousness and integrity, you looked at as an outcast. You looked at as you nothing, man. You got it, brother.
Right. Verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. All right. So basically, Esau is in a high place. All right. He's in rulership. All right. But we the ones. All right, the princes, the kings. All right, we the ones that's supposed to be ruling over him, but the roles reversed right now. All right, and that's the reason why we're preaching this truth. All right, that the Lord will come and deliver us, and do a complete 360, man. All right.
180.
Oh, 180. Come on, 180, God. But you go ahead.
Yeah, man. Role reversal, man. It's beautiful. Y'all brothers got me?
I'm gonna read verse 8 again, and then after that, I'm gonna read verse 13, and then after that, that's be it for this chapter.
I got some in that chapter.
In this same chapter?
In the chapter before. You got it, brother.
Okay, Lamentations 5, verse 8 again. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. All right, now I'm gonna jump down to verse 13. Lamentations 5, verse 13. They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. Now, when you read this verse in the NLT, all right, Lamentations 5, verse 13, in the NLT, it says, young men are led away to work at millstones. Okay, and what would that be likened unto today? These factories, these plants. Okay, these workshops that brothers work at.
Warehouses.
I'll literally just watch that. That's the spirit of these warehouses. The Amazon warehouses and all that, FedEx, UPS, and all this other BS. Okay, it says, Lamentations 5 and 13 in the NLT, young men are led away to work at millstones, and boys stagger under heavy loads of wood. Heavy work. Work that weighs a lot, that requires 2 or more people to carry. Esau Edom made, much use of us, mainly during slavery. He had, our people, our men, working for him, as young as, 5 years old, 6 years old, carrying, heavy loads of, wood or, brick or whatever the case may be.
Putting us to, that's hardcore slavery, man.
That's right.
All right? And then they still do it today. Can you lift over 50 pounds?
Yeah.
What's your, because they try to say, okay, well, I want you to fill out this survey. Tell me your race, how can you, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
we not just not gonna get out to nobody. We're not gonna hold this against you, right? We're a non-discriminatory company. However the BS they say, but they really trying to get the dynamics of who you are, so they can weed you out. Or they could be like, oh, you know what?
Kind of like
he in this position. Let's put him in another position. We can tell that's a J. They try to do, but you got it, brother.
Kind of liken it to the old times in slavery, where they would have like they would categorize you by like the slaves, like the big the big muscular ones.
Yeah, mandingos.
Mandingos and different things like that. That's how they
bucks.
Yeah, come on, exactly. That's right, and that's how Esau operates now. All right, under this corporation. All right, he does the exact same thing, the exact same tactics. All right, he operates the exact same way. All right. That's pretty much it.
And you know what? And you see a modern day resemblance of what you just said in these sports.
That's right.
Especially when you look at it.
UFC.
Yeah, because like when you look at for example the NFL, during like the springtime, they have what's called NFL combines, and during those combines, basically how do they evaluate the players that's going up for the draft. They're seeing how big they are, how tall they are, how fast they can run, how many reps they can bench press, 225 pounds and things like that. How fast their 40-yard dash is,
and then even like they'll have it where it's all set up for the elites. It's all set up because they'll have the combine going on the field. Yeah. They'll have scouts around there. But then who's up in that skybox peering down? Those are the real people that's really running the show. That's really doing the bids on how much is this? Oh, he worked this much. Oh, he worked that much. Da, da, da. But guess who's over them? The elites, man, pulling the strings. This is how we really want it ran. And they're going to position Edomites and heathen nations over there to fulfill their agenda, man. Somebody that's an enemy of Israel is going to be put over you to do what? Fulfill the agenda of Esau, man. We see it all the time. A brother will just go into your supervisor, your so-called subordinate, over you. But guess what he's doing, though? His agenda is to carry out the works of Esau Edom in the society.
Yep, that's true. And if I can say, just within the schools and stuff like that, when you try to get a scholarship or different things like that, they have certain people that come from these different type of schools, they go to these football games and say, man, he's going to be a good pick, to keep the bread and the circus going on. Yeah. Even within these colleges, they try to look for the best, the person that is overachieving for whatever situation it may be.
They want the views. They want the views and the money, man. Somebody that's controversial or got a lot of controversy around them, they want that, man. Basically, anybody that has folly to them, man. Yeah. Anybody that's committed to folly, they're praising up hell, man. In the low, that's why it takes a lot of patience to be in the position we're in. And that's a gift from the Most High because we're low right now. And we know we read these scriptures, go through chapters. We know what we fell from. We know what we're capable of. We know what we're going to get in the end if we keep true to this truth. So it's in our mind. It's like, man, how long, Lord? We want to be in that position. So it always keeps us, it prompts us to learn more, get more knowledge, gain more understanding, man. Because Isaiah 33:6 is going to stabilize us, man. Keep us whole and balanced. But I got a precept about you there.
Yeah, I was done.
It's backing y'all brothers up. This is Lamentation 4:1. It says, how has the gold become dim? How has the fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out on the top of every street. That's right, man. Because of what? Transgression. Of giving your precious jewelry and stones over to your enemy, man. All right, but it's going to be a reversal of roles because now we're going to be made bright, all right, and our enemies are going to be made dim, man. They're going to be on the losing side, the so-called losing side, but we're on the winning side, right? But it's all going to be set up in order that they're going to be in their position of getting the curses placed on them, man, our enemies. It says the precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold, because we're going to come back to that state, right? Because the scriptures say a man's going to be made more precious than fine gold.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're going to go from them to being made that fine gold again. But guess what? It is going to tell you what makes us not, what makes us dim. Salakia, what makes us dim. That's going to go into it. It says, the precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter, man? All right? As earthen pitchers, vessels to be what? Used for gain, man. right? The work of the potter, someone that's controlled, man. Someone that's what? Just falling in line with everything. All right? Work of the potter. The potter forms something, put it in line. Form something, put it in line, man. That's what Jake is, man. That's what Jake is likened to. All right? An assembly line of what? Going straight down to the slaughter, man. All right? It says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck to the young ones. And the daughter of my people has become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness, man. So even the sea monsters, what? Have an order with them, man. They draw out the breast. They give suck to the young ones, man. But you so-called wicked Israelites, man, you what? You're become like the ostriches in the wilderness, man. Going astray, man. Wicked. All right? It says, the tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask for bread, and no man break it unto them. This is the state of our people, man. Low poverty. And poverty, the scriptures call us the lowly, man. The meek. All right? But we're righteously meek. We're not being humble just to get a foot shoved up our behinds by Esau, man. No, man. It says, they that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They were brought up in scarlet and embraced dunghills. Look, and it says, for the punishment of the iniquity of the daughters of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. It says, so the punishment of the iniquity of our people is going to be worse than Sodom, man. All right, and the scriptures tell you that it's going to be more tolerable for Sodom than here in America, man. So that goes to show you that this is our worst captivity. But it says that was overthrown as in a moment, man. What do they think America is going to be overthrown in? Sodom was overthrown in a moment, man. All right? That's why the Most High says what? We have to be patient and know that our time is coming, man. That's the key. The scriptures tell you, I hate thee with a perfect hatred, man. We got to have a perfect and perfect our hatred, perfect our anger, all right, and channel it in the right way to where we have a balance enough to be like, you know what? I know I'm in slavery, but this is the key to get us out, and never stray away from this, man. IQ, brothers that's listening, Lord willing. But you had one, brother? That was it on the limitations.
So I'm backing you up.
You got it, bro.
This is Jeremiah 2 and 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Going back to, the brother saying, how Israel is at a lower state and what he's used, like he's just put off to the side like an ornament, and that's what you see, within America, all right, and, the different things that they push, whether it be football, entertainment, movies, singing, different things like that, man, all right, we've fallen from our state. We got to work for Esau now, to attain these different things, like to strive and survive, but that's pretty much it on that one. Brothers,
You got one on Monday?
Yeah, I'm in Jeremiah 30.
All right, you got it. Jeremiah 2.
How many verses you got with your precept?
I'm trying to look for it. I know it's the one on, I think it's in 12, but you can bring yours out, brother.
All right, come. This is Jeremiah 30, and I start at verse 15. It says, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. I say, yes, so because of our people going off so much, the Most High, ramped up, more and more of his judgment towards our people, to the point to where, it got us to where we are in this very day. All right, in captivity in America, the worst country to ever rule over the planet Earth. Okay, led by the worst people to ever rule over the planet Earth, the nation of Esau, Edom. Okay, we've gone through, 400 plus years of, pure hell and torment, under the hand of this devil. Okay, but it says, now on the flip side, now here's verse 16, Jeremiah 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. So all of our enemies, all right, all of these Edomites, all these Moabites, all these Ishmaelites, Elam, Ammon, Ham, all right, all of our adversaries that had a hand in putting us in this captivity, unto this very day. Okay, going back to the book of Psalms 83. All right, all these are all the enemies of our people, these heathen nations that had a hand in devouring us. Okay, when the kingdom comes, we're going to devour them and put them into captivity. It says, I'll read the verse again, Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. All right?
That's a reversal of roles right there, man.
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reversal of roles. The Most High says, all they that have you as a prey, they're going to be given on to a prey, man. They're going to be taken in their captivity, in the captivity of the Lord, man. But and guess what? Scriptures, matter of fact, let me get it real quick. You can keep going.
Right. And then not to mention, what I'm reading right here, that's a future prophecy. This is not a prophecy that already came to pass in the ancient world. Okay, so all these heathen nations, all right, contrary to what's being taught in the Christian church, all right, these heathen nations outside of the nation of Israel will not receive salvation or any mercy or blessing. Okay, that's only reserved for the nation of Israel. These heathens are going into captivity under our kingdom. Okay, and they're going to be ruled over with a rod of iron. All right, and it literally says that in both the Old and New Testament. All right, Psalms the 2nd chapter, as well as Revelation the second chapter. That's what it says, verse 17, Jeremiah 30:17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord.
The wounds of slavery, man. Mm-hmm. We've received some bitter wounds from this place, man, and we hold them. We carry them on us, man, because the scriptures tell you we're what? In these chains of darkness, man. Like brothers going into before the video started, man. We carrying the burdens of slavery on us, man. All right, but this great book and this truth that uplifts those burdens, man, and ultimately this word is gonna be what uplifts those curses, man. Gonna lift those curses off of us. All right, you got some more, brother?
Yeah, kind of. As we read the rest of the verse, Jeremiah 30:17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Yeah, so these other nations, they basically look at us, as a bunch of outcasts. If you look at brothers, whenever they're out on the highways and the byways preaching the word, okay, proclaiming that, we're the Israelites, we're the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, according to the Bible. With these heathens, especially these Edomites, and especially particularly these Edomite Christians, when they look at us, they'd be like, how the hell y'all the chosen people of the Heavenly Father? Y'all just a bunch of niggas, a bunch of spicks, a bunch of savages, wetbacks, and whatever. They look at us as a bunch of outcasts, and that's, been a wound unto, our people to this very day. Mental wound and trauma. Okay, giving our people low self-esteem, putting our people in a low vibration to the point to where, here it is, when we try to tell our people that they're Israelites and that they're the chosen people of the Bible, our people buck up against it, okay, because they've been beat down by these heathen nations so much, making them to believe that we're just nothing, all right, and that we're likened unto spittle, just as these heathen nations are likened unto spittle. Our people have taken on that same mindset, okay, and it's led to our people having an incurable wound, like I read earlier in the 15th verse of this chapter. Okay, but the Lord said He's going to heal us from that wound, okay, and He's going to set us up over our adversaries, once and for all in the kingdom, all right, and get rid of that wound, all right. But you got it, Wanya.
That's right. It's backing it up. It's Lamentations 2. Back in Lamentations again, it's Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And that's what they do when they see you so-called Native American Latinos and Negroes, man. The Edomites look at you like that. The Elamites, the Ammonites, all right? Ishmaelites, Moabites. They look at you as a nation and clap their hands saying, man, is this the Lord's chosen people? Because they know, man. All right? They know that they use us and extort us for unjust gain, man. They know that we're the Lord's chosen people. They know that we're the jewels and the Lord's gold and silver, man. It says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we have looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Pertaining to Psalms 33rd chapter, man. They came in tumult against us to what? Swallow us up, man. All right? Discontinue us from our heritage, man. From being a nation. But it says, the Lord in all caps, Yahweh, had done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He had thrown down and hath not pity, and he had caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He has set up the horn of thine adversities, man. The power of thine adversities, man. The Lord set them up to rule over us, man, because we went out, and ultimately it was to fulfill prophecy, because the Lord's word is not going to go out void, man. It's not going to return void. If the Lord said that he is not going to rule over us for a certain amount of time, then that is going to be so, man. Point blank, period. You got one, brother? We could, whichever one of y'all brothers have one, we could end it off on that.
This is Ezekiel 39 and 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me.
What you looking for?
Kind. It says, therefore hid I my face from thee, and gave thee into the hand of their enemy.
The Most High said he hid his face from us, man. All right? And gave us into the hands by enemy, man. The Most High did all that, man. All right? It was the Most High's doing to hide his face for a while, man. To test our faith, man. Ultimately to seal the elect, all right, for salvation. What you got it, brother? It's beautiful precept.
Says, therefore I hid my face from them. I gave them into the hand of their enemy, so they fell off, Shalakim. So fell they all by the sword, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. It says, let's see, that's the only one.
Yeah, man, the Most High ultimately hid his face from us, because we're ultimately the hidden ones too, man. The Most High hid us too, man. Because we know the secret. The scriptures tell you we abide in the shadow of the Almighty, man. We know the secrets of the Lord, and the secrets of the Lord are hidden to the elect, man. The scripture, it tells you that what? The Lord would do nothing but he revealed the secrets to the prophets, man. He revealed these mysteries unto us. You got one of mine? Mm-hmm. We can take it out on yours, brother.
All right, this is Isaiah 25 that I was going over earlier before we started rolling the camera. This is Isaiah 25, and I'll just go straight to the point. Isaiah 25, verse 7, it says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And what does that covering cast represent? All right, Esau, Edom, and all of his lies and propaganda.
Yep.
Right, all of his wine.
Flood in Revelation speaks of those lies, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, all the wine that he's made the earth drunken with, all of his enchantments that he's put all throughout the media, okay, to get the world to accept his dollar, his democracy, in this westernized, Americanized way of life. The Most High say is going to I'll read the verse again, Isaiah 25, verse 7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. So the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shah, is getting ready to destroy all the lies and the deception that Esau and Edom has spread throughout the planet Earth. As the scripture says in 2 Thessalonians 2, that Yahweh Shah is going to destroy the brightness of Satan, is going to destroy the workings of Satan, with the brightness of his coming. Okay, all wickedness and deception. It says, verse 8, Isaiah 25 and 8, he will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord power will wipe away all tears from all faces. All right, all faces of the nation of Israel, but more so starting with the elect. Okay, because the Lord is going to cut off 2/3 of our people. It says, he's going to wipe away the tears of the elect. It's going to remove the curses from us. He's going to remove us out of this flesh, okay, and give us those new bodies with the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts, to where we won't have to worry about being in captivity no more. We won't commit sin anymore. We won't get sick or get hungry or get thirsty or get tired anymore. Okay, we're going to be made perfect. Okay, we're going to be made. All right, really, we're going to be made, like unto Yahushua. Because the scriptures tell you in Philippians 3rd chapter that Yahushua is going to fashion our vile bodies unto his body, likened unto his body. So we're going to be made gods on the planet Earth all over again.
That's right.
Okay.
I got one back in the other.
Yeah, it says I'll read verse 8 again, Isaiah 25:8. He will swallow up death and victory, and the Lord power will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall be taken away from off all the earth. For the Lord has said it. Oh yeah, the rebuke of his sin. God, the rebuke of our people, going meaning what? Ultimately, the curses is going to take away the curses off of our people once the kingdom starts. Okay, starting with the elect, having the curses lifted off from them. Okay, because the elect are going to be the number amongst the nation of Israel that's ultimately going to bring back the 2/3 of the kingdom and bring them back in their right state of mind and make them perfect. Okay, and then one more verse 9, Isaiah 25:9, and it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. And ultimately, that's the elect singing that new song.
It's the faith and the patience of the saints, man.
God, the faith.
Revelation 14, the song.
That new song of Moses, basically us rejoicing over the Lord, taking down our enemies, taking down the horse and his rider.
Yep, Exodus 15. All right, it's backing you up. Jeremiah 31. I'm going to start at 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Speaking of that new covenant. All right, Yahushua. All right. After those days, said the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. But the brother was talking about how, that he's not going to remember our rebuke, man. All right? Because that law is going to be within us, man. The Most High, through Yahushua, he's establishing that covenant that all our sins, our transgressions are going to be wiped away. Therefore, no more curses. The transgression of the law leads to curses, man. Leads to what? Us being put into slavery and captivity, man. All right? But it says, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, which is your mind, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me. Speaking of Israel, man. It's not talking about all the other nations. All right? From the less of them unto the greatest of them, because all Israel is going to be brought back in the kingdom through the elect, man. Because we're the first fruits, man. Through the loins of the elect, said the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity and remember their sin no more. Thus said the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the seas when the waves roar thereof. The Lord of hosts is his name, Yahweh. If those ordinances depart from me, said the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever, man. So the Lord is never going to do it away with Israel. If the sun and the moon, all right, depart from the Lord and go from out of his sight, then Israel will be gone, man. All right, and we know that's not going to happen, man. But that law is going to be put in our inward person. Those curses are going to be lifted. We're going to be restored as a nation, man. Lord willing, this message was edifying. All right, we're going to turn face the east and give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Bob, Kwame Yashala, Shalom. Until next time, Mike.